Hello, this is the Bob Lemon Show, the Lemonade Stand, Gangster or Rehabilitated. One of the things that we got to go through now is a new day in town. President's in office, kids still on the street. What can we do about it? The kids still acting first and thinking last. In the process of it, a lot of people hurt because of it. Whether it's violence in the street, somebody busting their gun, or the mentally insane acting based on their insanity, and people not feeling safe. Some of the youth are suffering deeply from this mental lack of treatment. And then we know they got problems. They got police in the schools these days. As soon as you come in, some schools got metal detectors. Others, they just have the fortunate to have good kids, so they don't need a metal detector. Or good kids that don't go to the extremes of trouble that make you have to have metal detectors all over the place. I've been away for a little while. I was trying to deal with 3 different issues on my own, and one of them is being under supervision and so forth. So my guest is supposed to be coming on shortly, starting with BM and his son from Wagner. Before I get into bring them on, maybe this Friday, one of the things I want to tell you about is the system. Person was charged for murder as a youth. Went to trial, got a hung jury. The jury was voting 10-2 to release him, acquittal. 2 people want him convicted. Well, the prosecutor decided to take back odds like that to another trial. Now, first of all, that's really rare that you find a 10-2 vote tells you that you'll never get it from that jury. You would have never got a conviction. And it's likely you won't get a conviction from nobody if you couldn't convince 10 people. Well, it takes 12 for a conviction. All of them. But you couldn't convince 10 people that this man did the murder. Then you don't have no physical evidence that ties him directly to be the person who pulled the trigger. So you have a system that took you back to trial again and received another hung jury. Now, 3 hung juries and the person walks free as an innocent person. The prosecution must have been thirsty for conviction in this instance because they didn't have the proof that's needed to sustain going back to trial a 3rd time, and he did, where the defendant got acquitted by the jury. So now we have to ask ourselves, is the thirst for prosecution meeting demands of safety for the people and the public, or is it an ambition on the part of the prosecutor to get a conviction? Because the Supreme Court said that the prosecution's job is not that he should get a conviction, but is that justice should be served. I don't think the public wanted you to go back to trial as a government official that's not supposed to have this personal feelings inside about this. But they did anyway. So more was personal. It wasn't based on the facts and the evidence, which is what the prosecutor's job is to do. So BM, which is my day one buddy, is bringing his son on. And we're going to have a couple other guests that know all too much about the justice system and the injustice that could go on there, to help us understand why evidence is not presented to a grand jury, first of all, how did the grand jury get him indicted if the evidence is not enough for a jury of his peers to hold him accountable? Well, evidently he's not accountable for anything because he's not guilty. But when they was thinking, because hindsight is 2020, why do they even go through that process? 3 times on that evidence. He might have been in the area. He might have been around. That's not a murder charge. And conspiracy wasn't even an accusation. So therefore, it should not have been entertained in the system. The judicial system sometimes has a lot to be desired for the public. Well, my guest is going to start to be coming on after him every week on Fridays. Okay? The appropriate time is going to be set on Instagram, The Real Bob Lemon, and a few other streaming outlets. All right? And the pause I had recently, let me tell you, the information was here enough for the youth to grab it and do something with it, the parents to see the lemonade stand and take their child and say, take a look at this. Hear it from the dude who had life with no possibility of parole as a first-time nonviolent drug offender. Didn't matter he went to college. It didn't matter he had a business degree. It didn't matter that, he still made the mistake intentionally, but a mistake of thinking that was the life. Because it was. It was something that was groomed into us to get it where you can, get it where you live. All the sayings. Well, we did that. So, sentenced illegally, even after a conviction, which I know about from going to trial, where law enforcement agents falsified evidence, prosecutor falsified evidence. And I can say today I was guilty of something of conspiracy. But conspiracy is such a wide range of... Because actually, it was a buy-seller relationship. That's why I went to trial. Because it wasn't actually a conspiracy. Purchasing from the Connect in a way that they could make a bigger thing out of it if it was actually, we was all, people I don't even know testifying against me. So that's the way it is in the justice system. So be careful so you don't get caught up in it, especially right now at this time in our country. All right? And parents, y'all doing as good as y'all could, some of y'all. And it ain't y'all fault when these kids just go off the wire in totality. Because the environment is teaching them something different from what you may be bringing at home. And the single mothers, I'm sorry for y'all tears that cry all the time due to these youth. And know that you're doing the best you can by yourself without that other person that's supposed to be in this with you for different reasons. Kudos to you. Just stay strong, keep striving. I'm talking to the sisters, that's right. Because it's hardly the fact that a man is the one at home raising these kids. And if it is, salute to you, brother, because you're doing what a man do. All right? This is Bob Lemon. Peace. The Lemonade Stand. Gangster or Rehabilitated.